please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Please take your seats. Roll call, please.
Eister. Reichner.
Here.
Brochus.
Here.
Barnhart.
Here.
Martina.
Here.
There was an executive session held prior to tonight's meeting and also on 11/29/2023 to discuss personnel. Is there any public comment on agenda items at this time? Public comment on agenda items. Please state your name, sir.
Sunbury and General Bell. I don't think on 4th Street is a good position for it. And I think economically, we're gonna shoot themselves in the foot. Number one, they have a smaller traffic base up there, they're competing with Family Dollar, there's nothing downtown. Now, you consider downtown, you have 3 high-rises, you have people living above retail stores on Market Street, you have a lot of housing not far away. What do you have up there? The acres, and yes, you have some close housing maybe. But like I said, I think you're going to shoot themselves in the foot. You have a vacant property on Market Street, which is a couple blocks away. And I think that would be a good place for that type of store. And if somebody else comes in and shoves them out from where they want to go, so if you want them up there, like I said, I don't think they're going to be there long.
Thank you, sir. Any other public comment at this time? Please state your name, ma'am.
Tracy Lesher. I would like to make sure that there is a clear and concise discussion about Dollar General versus the skate park and what the intentions are of the skate park. A few years ago, there were plans for a new skate park to be built, and Dollar General wasn't involved. Those plans apparently fell through for whatever reason. We need to keep the skate park. I mean, I understand his concern with Dollar General, but this skate park is used for a lot of kids year-round. It would really be a detriment to the city if it was not rebuilt.
Yeah, but just to follow up on that point, that was never a consideration and not to have it rebuilt. That's the only way it would happen if the skate park would be, if council chooses to go that route, if it would be rebuilt. And we also talked with Dollar General to try to have little to no lapse time without having a skate park. So if those criteria couldn't be met, the conversation wouldn't even continue. And they were willing to agree to those terms if council chooses to move forward. If council doesn't choose to move forward with that, then obviously the conversation is mute at that point. But I guess,
So what you're saying is, if they're willing to, if you guys vote on it and vote a Dollar General in there, a new skate park will for sure be financed and built close to where the current skate park is.
that would be the plan, yes, ma'am. Any other public comment at this time? Please state your name, sir.
My name is Tyler Hirschstetter. I'm actually opening up a new skate shop here in town. I'm going to speak on the skate park as well. I didn't know if it was being spoken about now or if I'm speaking about it in the agenda. Yeah, definitely just want to make sure everything's been going in line with how it's supposed to be, that it is going in that direction when it's going to be built. Because I'm actually trying to open the skate shop to try to get some funding for repairs for our skate park, because it's kind of dangerous right now for some kids. So watching your previous meeting that you guys had, you were talking about the concrete, it's less maintenance, it's definitely the way to go. So,
Thank you, sir.
absolutely.
Please state your name, sir.
Jeremy Lauer, I'm going to discuss about the skate park as well. If the sale goes through and you guys do want to use money for the skate park, I recommend using that money to go out to ECNR grants, Tony Hawk grants, matching grants. Any money that we can use to double the money would be best used to build a state-of-the-art park. So that's what I'm saying.
Thank you. Any other public comment at this time?
Should you go first?
All right, please state your name, ma'am.
Victoria Rosenkrantz, again, just piggybacking on all of what they're saying. Now, in the event that you choose to vote to not, vote on the Dollar General, would still like to be discussion on a skate park, because like you said, that skate park needs some maintenance to it. So if you decide not to go on the Dollar Store, I'd like to see there still be discussion moving forward on the skate park. The other thing would be, just seeing the civil service renewal letter and DEI renewal letter. So I'm not quite sure if that's just saying those things are open for people to apply.
Well, a couple of things. So one individual gave a letter for the DEI to continue being in that position, and so did the other individual who's, both of them currently on it, want to continue to serve on those boards. It was my fault to put them in that location. They're saying they're interested in being back on those boards, and then come January, anyone who wants to be on the boards, we'll do them all in one shot, because I know there are some openings for different boards that people choose to apply.
But also with those, so those are 2 years, right? I know the DEI is a 2 year. I don't know
Yeah.
the civil service. So with that, will that be open to the public to apply to serve on those?
Correct, yes.
Very good. The other thing is Celotex property maintenance. I'm not quite sure what that is, but I just want Dicey for the newspaper, the Celotex is back in talks. So I'm just asking, as we move forward, council moves forward talking about Celotex at any time, that it's very clear and concise about Celotex, and make sure that it's being explained correctly. And I thought what happened what it did, which is now that the election's over, it's back on the table. So there'll be people keeping an eye on that, making sure that's all over.
Please say your name, sir.
My name is Derek Caves. I have been a Sunbury resident or local for my entire life. I spent about 15 years going to the skate park every day. It was a good place for me and my friends to stay out of trouble, do a lot of different things, learn a new craft, as we would call it. I think that the proposal for $300,000 from Dollar General is very generous and would go a long way, but like it was stated by Jeremy, to have other funding sought out. We wouldn't be able to complete the property that we would like to see with the amount of money that was allotted. I know it would probably be somewhere more close to $500,000 before you could even touch concrete and ramps and everything that go along with it. The equipment, like Tyler said, that we have right now is very out of shape. We've made a lot of use out of it. The skate park has been there for 20, 25 years now, and seen a lot of different people. It's made a lot of good prospects, and taught a lot of kids good morals and values, and we learned a lot of things from the people being there. I still am friends with Tyler, who is many years my senior, and I met him when I was, in middle school. So to have lifelong friends and values and people like that to come along with it, I think that it would be a great thing to keep around for the kids in the upcoming generation, and that it would be very beneficial just to keep in the town. Another thing on top of it is the lights that are included with the skate park. Now, that's something that drew a lot of attention and a lot of people here to use our facility, because no other area skate park has lights. In this time of the year, when it's still 50, 60 degrees outside and they can start at 5 or 6 o'clock at night, there's not really anywhere for the kids to go, but that was a place for us to be. We would be there until curfew, and then we would go home. And that was something that everybody liked. We had kids coming from Harrisburg, from Shamokin, from all surrounding areas to, utilize the facility that we had, and I think that looking into a lighting structure like what's on the tennis courts, even something that has the quarter meter where you can pay to have them turned on and off like at the tennis courts now, something to keep that along with the skate park, because that was a really, really big part of it. I know it's attached to the baseball fields and everything now, but to be able to keep that would be huge to the facility. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment at this time? Any other public comment? Okay. Moving on, approval of minutes and reports. Minutes from November 13th and 27th, and reports from the Fire Department, Police Department, Treasurer, Controller, Code Office, Health Department, Parks and Rec, and Planning Commission. Do I have a second?
Reichner.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister.
All right, moving on, sweep update. Kurt?
Hey everyone, so previously you approved us to purchase this stewardship signs to the park, but I need you to approve the actual design, approved design of the sign itself, so that we can get it on creative. And of course, it'll be paid for out of the remaining grant funding that we received for the stewardship program.
All right, so I'll make the motion for the sign design. I think that's in your folder here, and I did not see it. Any questions on that one? All right, so I'll make the motion. Do I have a second?
Reichner.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
All right, and just as a friendly reminder, the volunteer work that happens at the park, it is on break and contract for next year.
Thank you, Kurt. Moving on, forensic audit update. So back in, I believe it was either July or August, we had a forensic audit done on some of the record keeping in the police department and the finance department. That audit was completed here last week. The official findings, when we get them back to us, will be released to the public. And just looking through and meeting with the forensic audit company, they said there was no criminal activity found in the audit, so that's very good news, just want the public know that. And once the reports are given to us, the city, we will release them to anyone who wants them. So I just want to give the public an update on that. Moving on to old business, 2024 budget, we have a balanced budget. Originally, we had a raise for employees from 2%, but went to 4% because there was money in there to do that. We still have a balanced budget with no tax increase. Once again, Francis, no tax increase. So I make the motion to accept the final reading of the 2024 budget. Do I have a second?
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Reichner.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes. Moving on, Dollar General Skate Park. So, like I said, there was conversation about that. I know there was conversation in general about it. So I know, Rick, you wanted me to reach out to Dollar General to see what their aspects of it, instead of working through a third party. I did reach out to them. They said that's something they no longer do. They go through the third party. They said to look at the different surrounding Dollar General, such as in Stonington, Selinsgrove, Northumberland, and they don't even own them. They're from different parts, different states. So that's something they no longer do. So I just want you to know I did my due diligence with
So in
that.
other words, they leased the building from
The builder, correct. And like I said, we've been in conversations with Pat Higgins, that's the we'll call it the representative in this area, and this is what he wrote. He wanted to attend tonight, but he couldn't because he's in Erie for another meeting, but he said, as we discussed, we have exhausted all our options in the city of Sunbury to relocate Dollar General. We looked at several buildings in the downtown and none are which feasible for the terms to meet Dollar General's requirements. The location at the skate park is is in a commercial corridor and the highest and best use for the property for Dollar General. The Dollar General typically employs 8 to 10 employees, full-time and part-time. They receive about 1 delivery truck a week and local items as well. The store will complete of about 10,600 hours of operation throughout the year, normally from 8 to 10 p.m. So that was a letter from Pat Higgins saying they looked at every single option throughout the city of Sunbury. They wanted to stay downtown, but the properties that they were shown, the properties that were for sale, none of them fit the criteria of which Dollar General will go. And they said, out of all the locations, this is gonna fit best what their requirements are. So I just wanna go to a vote. This isn't to say we're going to do this, but there's also another barrier we just came aware of this week, that back in the 70s, Joel? 76, those parcels up there were purchased with federal grant money, and with that came different criteria. So Joel said he could look into that and see if things have changed over the last 50 years, but I don't want to waste Joel's time, the city's time, Pat Higgins' time, Dollar General's time, if it's not something we're going to pursue at all. So I'm just looking to a vote to say we want to continue to pursue this. It's not to say this is going to happen, it's just to continue to pursue the conversations.
On the 19th, I do have a meeting with DCNR virtually to talk about the funding that was used for that. So
Yeah.
they'll hopefully give me more information as to what barriers we could or could not.
Yes.
Do you mean that Dollar General, this is gonna be a vote to continue the talks to have it moved up on 4th Street?
Correct. Not to say this is going to be a done deal, not saying any of that. It's just to continue, so we're not continuing to waste, I don't want to say waste time, but continue to get people to do research, and when it comes down to actual vote, we're not going to do it. So I don't want to waste people's time and things like that. And just to be exact, as we talked with Pat Higgins, after looking over everything Their exact dollar amount for the offer would be $255,000, if that was something that we choose to pursue.
This gentleman, this correspondence is from the contract.
Yes, who deals with Dollar General and their representatives and what their criteria are. Are there any other questions on that?
The only comment I have, we don't even touch, like that one gentleman said back there, probably closer to $500,000. And that means we just get a skateboard park upgraded, of course, but the property, we're only getting a dollar value of the property. That said, the $250,000, what are we gonna do for the balance?
Well, as you said, there's different matching grant money. A lot of people have reached out saying they waived their design fees, different fees to try to make this happen because there's support behind it. And as of right now, we have, I won't say we have zero money. There's a limited amount of money to even look at this because, as I said, the condition of the skate park is not the greatest at the moment. And, you know, we gotta do something with that location. I mean, not with that location, but with that skate park. I mean, so it's not to say we're gonna do this, it's just to continue to pursue it. And if we don't wanna continue, that is fine. I just don't wanna waste Joel's time doing research, Pat Higgins' time, and all these things.
Are they open to having another, if another property would come available, or potentially come available, to look at that?
I'm not saying yet. Like I said, out of the options that are available right now, out of the locations that we showed them, that they're either for sale or vacant, whatever, this was the only option they saw feasible to fit the requirements that they're looking for in a location.
Would this Mr. Higgins be willing to come to Sunbury and look at another location if it was offered?
I wouldn't see why not. I say he would be in favor of doing that, yes. I mean, there's the one that's not on the market that we didn't know of previously in the last 3-4 months.
Don't know for sure, but there's a possibility.
Okay. All right, so is there any other questions? All right, so I'm just gonna make a motion to continue to pursue this, not to say we're gonna lock in a deal, not saying we're signing any papers, just to pursue it. Do I have a second?
We're just gonna look into it, we're not locking into anything.
That is correct. It's just
And if we choose to do this, the skate park's gonna be there, we're moving it right away. Like, we're not gonna wait 2 years for a skate park to be there.
That is correct, because Dollar General said they would wait, you know, a small time frame, but they're not saying, we're not gonna wait 2 years to get it all figured out in X, Y, and Z.
Right, because we have to have the skate park ready
Correct. To
for
go.
everybody before we take one away.
Correct, yes.
Could we add to that and possibly of another option?
I mean, if it's not a city-owned property, the Muta's point, I don't know if it's a city-owned property, like say,
Well, what about if it's a private individual that wants to sell it?
Well, then that's up to Dollar General. If they say, hey, City of Sunbury,
Or would they be willing to look at it?
yeah, I wouldn't say they're willing to look at it. I said, this is just a deal with the City of Sunbury. Like I said, if they wanna, I'm gonna say, if they wanna look at Joe Smith's property and they say, hey, City, we're no interested, like, that's their choice, but yeah, that's fine. So this is locking nothing in, just to continue the process.
My concern is the additional dollars that we're gonna put into the skate park and where that's gonna come from. That's grants.
I mean, like I said, there's grant money out there for, and,
Until we get the grant money, the grant money won't be there in time for us to move anything.
I mean, right now, we have nothing for anything, and that, I mean, if someone,
First off, we're pursuing grant money now. Get first money there, because the skate park is. There's a good possibility we can't even build it there, they can't sell the property. Right.
yeah, so like I said, it's only to pursue, it's not to lock anything in. So I'll make a motion, I don't know if I have a second, I'm just gonna make the motion to proceed with the process.
Keep the process open.
Yes.
I'll second that.
Ister. Yes. Reichner.
Yes.
Brochus. Yes. Barnhart.
No.
Martina.
Yes.
Moving on, GoGov city notification system. So, like I said, this is up for a vote for this, just to give an update and if there's any questions. So GoGov is a notification system that can send out phone calls, text messages, emails, to citizens in the Sunbury, in the city to make them aware of what's going on, whether, like, for example, that snow we had, or an event, or a water main break, whatever, to say it could be sent out. So in the packet here, so the dollar amount is, it's $4,260 per year, and that is for unlimited notifications. So I'm not looking for a vote tonight, but just to keep the council in the loop on that. And like I said, we can get example phone calls, text messages, or emails of what that notification could look like. So like I said, I think this is a very good thing for the city and the citizens to keep them aware, not only the things to avoid, but also give updates on, that events that are happening downtown or throughout the city. So it could be used for positive things to help promote the city. Let the citizens know, hey, there's a council meeting night at this time to attend it, or budget meetings, or fire department meetings, so try to get the citizens more involved. So I just want to bring everyone aware with that. Are there any questions about that? All right. And I apologize, in your packets, there's also there were some designs sent to us for a possible skate park if they're interested. One's a bigger, one's a smaller one. One was for 4,000 square feet up to 6,000, then was from 8,000 up to 10,000. Like I said, this is for a visual aid for a pure concrete type slab. They also gave costs in there, what it could estimate to be costing. But like I said, that's just to look at. All right, moving on. DEI renewal, there was Andres, who was already there in the DEI, stated how he is continuing his letter to say that he is interested in pursuing that office, and also fill for the Civil Service Board as well. So those two are in there as well. One was for Andres, and the other one was for Norm Coke.
And they come up in January?
They come up in January for all the boards as well. And if there's, like I said, anyone new wants to be a part of the boards, they can submit their letters of interest as well. Moving on, Harris Time and Attendance System Treasurer Troop.
You all should have got a package about stating what it's gonna cost us to upgrade our payroll system. And there's two ways we can go about it. We can either put a timed slide cover ID card in each building, check in and out all the time. Or it can be geomatic, where you have to be on the premises and sign in with a computer or phone to say you're at work. ID cards will have your picture of yourself, city of Sunbury emblem on it, so everybody walking around who works for the city will have an ID card, so people know who exactly you are, so, we have to look at that. Cost is $26,000, but I could be cheaper if we decide not to go with the cost itself, the slide. This will interface with our Payforce immensely. It goes with Harris, who does all of our Microsoft, and are in the problems that it is right now. So I think we should do it. I think this will pay for itself in a couple of years.
Any questions for Treasurer Troop? I know he did the homework on this.
No, I think it was like $2,000.
Is there any way that this system here that you looked at, Kevin, that the signing on can be done through the computer?
I said that, yes, it's just geomatic, you have to be on the premises itself to sign in. So say you might be a Spokane or Salesburg or Lewisburg, you can't sign in.
So you have to set up a sign?
You literally have to be inside.
So you're a
the
signed
itself.
computer?
Signed computer, so we can say to yourself.
You may be within like 50 feet of your computer, for example, that you can sign. There's like a hub. Yeah. So Kevin, are you looking for a vote?
Yeah, I'd like to see, I'd like to get the process, this thing is 60 to 90 days to move on this, until it's completely up and installed, because we gotta order stuff and that. But, the answer would be, do we want the time card stuff, so people know who we are, or do we just want you signing on?
I say you do the time card, that way you have like an ID badge, so people, when you're going out or in the building, X, Y, and Z, people can't say, you really work for the city when you really not.
We have money in capital outlay projects that we can use to pay for this up front. And then when we get the money back to the guarantee,
Zito.
whatever it is for the private office, we can refund the money back in a couple of years. That's also what we're looking for. Somebody's going to do the fund back where we have to.
Any questions, anyone?
Is there any way that we can do a webinar or something with this company, at least with council and department heads?
Yeah.
So, because it's all involved signing in and signing out.
We have some type of training
What you see
process.
right now, all you're gonna do is you're gonna walk up and take this card, you're gonna go swoop, and you're gonna go, swoop, and you're out. I know, that's what I'm saying, we already have. I mean, there's gonna be guidelines we're gonna have to write out, we can discuss it, it's gonna be 2 or 3 minutes, lateness, or how much time.
Can you sign in prior? Yeah.
Something like that. But it'll track every minute that somebody's in and every minute somebody's out,
All right.
no matter what. And it's gonna be so easy because it's gonna interface with the force right now. I think it's a long time coming, to be honest.
And you said this be, the startup be taken out of capital outlay.
Yep. And then we'll put that back when we get the fiber optic money that we're expecting one of these days, I guess.
That was already earmarked for something else.
IT upgrades. Jim, right? IT upgrades.
No, he's talking about the new money coming, not the old money. All right, so I'll make the motion to purchase the Harris timing and attendance system for the price of $26,069.24 from capital outlays. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Question, you're gonna have a demo before?
Yes, well, I'm done, and they'll walk us through everything there is at that.
Prior to purchasing
Well, if you want that, yes.
Right, we'll have some type of-
What we'll do is I'll say, listen, we're obligated to buy, we're not obligated, we're authorized to buy this, but we need
A demonstration.
demonstration.
And train, who's gonna train everybody
And
there?
we'll train this, and we'll show us. It's gonna be simple.
All right, so let me, we'll say amend that motion. So I make the motion to accept the Harris timing system for the amount of $26,069.24 out of capital outlays after training and demonstration. There we go. Now do I have a second? All right.
Martina,
Yes.
Ister, Reichner,
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
The only other thing, there was 5 remote things in each building, that was City Hall, Police Department, Parks and Recs, and DPW, and I got one for, playground. But I'm gonna ask another person, I'm asking you a demonstration, maybe we can get that one, because the fact is, since it's seasonal, we might be able to just go in and put, for seasonal for 8 weeks, 6, 8 weeks, or whatever they were, Jim. As long as
That
it's-
kind of cost, it's
Yeah.
cost effective.
That's,
Chief, didn't you also want the police department involved in that?
yes, police department's included.
Okay.
And code.
All right. Councilman Barnhart, you're up, sir.
I make a motion to grant McDonald's a 90-day extension, give them time to make additional time for stormwater design and obtaining comments and cooperation from Mount Augusta Township.
Second.
Martina,
Yes.
Ister. Yes. Reichner,
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
All right, moving on to new business, Councilman Barnhart.
I make a motion to appropriate and condemn real estate designated at 501 North Front Street, which is the Turkey Hill.
Second.
Martina,
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
Reichner,
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
All right, keep going, Councilman Barnhart.
I make a motion to accept the resolution for the consolidation of the fire department. The city council of Sunbury adopts this resolution recognizing and supporting the consolidation of the firefighting divisions of the American Hose Company, East Sunbury Hose Company number 1, Friendship Hose Company, Goodwill Hose Company, Rescue Hose Company number 1, and Sunbury Steam Fire Engine Company number 1 in an effort to create a more sustainable and effective fire, rescue, and emergency service.
Question, comment please.
They fall into part of
And they would be part of the package. Second.
Should that be worded, put in the wording?
they're all
There already.
members of each department.
Reichner,
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina,
Yes.
Ister.
All right, Councilman Reichner, do you want to do the,
I'm going to defer to Controller Alex and,
treasurer troop?
no, and I believe, yeah,
Oh.
Lisa.
So for vendor payments and employee reimbursements.
Yeah, I think it's time that we finally move forward with direct deposit or electronic fund transfers for all our vendors that we're dealing with instead of writing on checks. It'll save money on the checks, it'll save time. Once council approves it at a meeting, next morning, we can vote and transfer money to all vendors that need to be paid. Now, I realize there's going to be probably 1 or 2 small vendors that we only use once or twice, maybe only once, that we're still going to write some paper checks out, but they're going to be very few and far between. Nowadays, there's just no reason for it. community or employees. Our employees are a direct deposit, so when they get an expense check or going to a conference or something, they can get their, it'll be deposited right into the account that they get the paychecks from. You know, it's very simple and it's very easy. I think it's gonna save a lot of time. It's gonna save on a lot of postage.
That's what I'm wondering.
It only took till 2023, right?
I fully agree with that, that's gonna be a it's time to come. But you don't get paid. Is there a fee, how many ACHs we have?
There is a limitation, but they could have changed in the last couple of years since I've been there, so that's the But you, if you do it through bill pay, you might not have to do that application, so you might be able to do it all through online. Right, yeah, I would double check that because I think
We
yeah.
do have the ones that we can add.
I'd like to make one recommendation before we take through with this, that we wait and see what other suggestions come from the auditor on the last audit we just had, as far as oversight and stuff like that, so we can do it all at one time.
They bills now. So, you know, holding up for that, it's not really an issue. We just signed how many checks, you know. So.
Well, that could be something that we can figure out in-house. So are we looking
So
for?
if there's anything that goes out beyond, that we need to change.
Yeah.
At this point, start behind.
Be more efficient this way.
Well, then I make a recommendation, we revisit the plate.
Okay, that's fine.
We
So
don't
do,
really have to visit the if we want to do it this way. Why would we?
Well, because Pliget will give us money back.
well, we can figure this out at different times. So we're looking for a vote, correct? All right, so I'll make the motion to start paying as many vendors online as we can.
And I'll second it.
Ister. Reichner.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Mr. Backer.
So, a couple years ago, we received a RACP grant for SRI for the community center with performing arts stage. Joel reviewed the grant agreement, so I'm just looking for approval of that grant agreement since we are that.
All right, any questions? Or you
It's
following?
pretty, I mean,
Yeah, same.
yeah.
All right, so I'll make the motion to accept the grant agreement.
Reichner.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister.
All right, keep going, Mr. Backer.
So, Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency Recruitment Incentives Grant for Law Enforcement. Travis, Interim Chief Remingen, sent me a grant for the police department. It's for retention and or training for police vacancies or upcoming vacancies that we may have. So it is $5,000 if we do budget for Act 120 training or per officer, potential vacant for officers, or $7,000 if we do not provide Act 120 training, funding for Act 120 training. So I'm just looking for a vote for going for this grant for City of Sunbury.
I'll make the motion to go for that grant. Do I have a second?
Ister. Reichner.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
All right, flipping over to the back. So this isn't really need a vote, I just want to make this official. So officially, tonight, I'm swearing in Sergeant Travis Bremingen to Chief Travis Bremingen. So. Ready? There's no going back now. please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I state your name,
I, Travis Berman,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth.
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth.
I will enforce the laws of the Commonwealth
I will enforce the laws of the Commonwealth
and the ordinance of the City of Sunbury.
and the ordinance of the City of Sunbury.
I will discharge the duties of the office
I will discharge the duties of the office
as Sunbury Police Chief with fidelity.
as Sunbury Police Chief with fidelity.
I do further swear
I do further swear
that I will uphold,
I will uphold,
obey,
obey,
and defend
and defend
every person's rights,
every person's rights,
their race,
their race,
color,
color,
sex,
sex,
religious creed,
religious creed,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
national origin,
national origin,
ancestry,
ancestry,
handicap,
handicap,
and disability.
and disability.
Congratulations, Chief. And if you did not know, this is his lovely wife pinning his chief badge. Congratulations. Congratulations.
So basically, as everybody, I take this position, I don't take this position lightly. Has been a lot of different things that have happened within the city. We're definitely going to look to change some things within the police department, as well as work with the citizens of Sunbury. We've tried to enact many things just in the 4 months that I have been in as an interim. Plan to continue to work with the citizens, and I have an open door policy to any of the citizens of Sunbury. You have a problem, you have a complaint, transparency is a big thing with me. We will be very transparent with anything that we do, and with anything that goes on within the city. If there's questions at any time, and how I am basically conducting my business as a police chief, or my officers are conducting themselves as police officers, I would ask that each and every one of the citizens come to me at the police department. We're located there at 337 Arch Street. Come and speak to me. Definitely will look into anything that I can. Can't say that I have the answers for everything, because I don't have the answers for everything, but I will find the answers for you. So, okay, thank you very much.
And then going back on the more the official side, previous to this meeting, in the executive, we were figuring out the police chief contract through rigorous negotiations. We came to an agreement between Chief Remingen and the City of Sunbury that we feel that each party is being treated fairly and fully. And with this motion, I want to make the motion that we accept the police chief contract for Travis Remingen, and that it be signed within the next 5 days. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Martina,
Yes.
Ister, Reichner,
Yes.
Brochus,
Yes.
Barnhart.
My honor to say yes.
All right, moving on, Councilman Reichner.
Yeah, we have seven claims for tax exoneration. 6 of them were for deceased people, and the 7th was a non-resident, totaling $602.28. I make a motion, we accept those or make those exonerations.
Second.
Barnhart,
Yes.
Martina,
Yes.
Ister, Reichner,
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes. So moving on here, about naming of an alley, I got a,
Pay the bills.
oh, I'm sorry, moving on too quickly. If you want to forget that one. Go ahead, Councilman Reichner, I apologize.
Looking approval to pay the bills from the general fund of $72,538.42. Liquid fuels of $868.55. Private grants of $4,682.02. and payroll of $64,965.55. I make a motion to pay those bills.
Second.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Reichner.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart. Oh, are you on? Sorry, Chad.
All right.
Just a side note on that, Josh. Last, accounts payable is gonna be paid out like on December 30th. So we have to be postmated by the end of the Monday for the new year. So make sure everybody gets their bills in, everything you have that needs to be paid should be put into your office at least by Tuesday, the day after Christmas. So we can get them up and around and going. So you're gonna need a vote on that somehow or another, but,
Maybe we can do it by phone the last day of the month.
But when they need to be posted before the 31st.
Can have a phone conference. And then that would be the only thing that will be addressed in the payment.
Okay. All right. All right, so moving on to discussion of naming of an unnamed alley and multiple alleys. So Lisa got me information from Steve, how currently we do have 14 unnamed alleys across the city of Sunbury and many more as they're discovering. This one person, Sam Newman, they just put they requested it, it's in your packet where they're requesting one to be named. Steve is compiling all the unnamed alleys to bring them forth to council, so they are aware of these unnamed alleys and also to citizens if they wish them to be named. So, like I said, I just want to give the council an update on unnamed alleys and this one request from Sam Newman. Is there any questions on that one? All right, and then moving on, a gentleman, Jim Broomball, some of you may know him. He lives here in the city of Sunbury at 603 North 9th Street. They're the ones he's one of the owners of the Diner and Bingo. There is, I guess we'll say, one of these unnamed alleys next.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Oh,
interrupt.
it's okay.
Steve and I met with him,
Oh, okay.
and we've already taken the steps that we needed to take to.
Okay, it must have been after he.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've been playing phone tag, but yes, Steve and I met with him the other day, and we're working on those steps also.
So there's the update on that.
Lisa, was that the name or acquire?
That's the acquirer. That's the property owner next to
Yes.
the alley.
Yes.
And his address is at 603 North 9th. So,
Well, the problem with that is then you landlock the other gentleman.
We're taking the right steps, like Steve and I have looked into a lot of different things, the deeds, we're working on all of that, so we can start there, because we have a lot of properties running that way. Yes, so Mr. Brewball's gonna be our stepping stone.
all right. Any other questions on that one? All right, moving on to Celotex property maintenance. Steve also sent us one from Lisa about the work that has been done up there to maintain all that, because there's been a lot of, we'll say, concern from the public that the condition of that property, what it once used to be, and now looks like state game land up there right now with all the trees and the brush. So they are trying to maintain that. I just have a question: are they going to contain the whole property or just the front portion there? Well, I didn't know what's the protocol on that there. I know he said like they sprayed along there, they cleaned up the front portion there along Susquehanna Avenue, but there's still a lot more property to be maintained, so I didn't know what the.
I was under the impression of maintaining exactly what you did last year.
Okay, so what about the rest of it then? That's my question. I mean, because it's hard for the city, because many citizens are coming saying, you know, I'm getting fined for high grass, high weeds, while that up there looks like that. Now, I'm saying that's not our property, I understand the county owns that, but you know, it's hard to give a citizen an answer when they can look at that and say, that's been like that for 7 years, but my weeds have been like this for 2 weeks. So I don't know is that the county's responsibility to maintain, other than what we don't maintain?
My question is, you own a property up in Packer Street.
Do I? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do, yeah.
Right above your property, that creek comes down through,
Yep.
is that maintained?
No, that ties into kind of like the weeds in the bank and the forest coming down. I mean, the last time I checked, there's no trees or weeds up there by Celotex or anything in that part of the neighborhood, to my knowledge, unless, you know, a forest all of a sudden grew there in the last couple of years.
Well, my point is, there's a lot of property in the city of Sunbury, okay, that has weeds and trees that aren't around the general public. Now, up there, we trimmed along those property lines, cleaned all that up, and we cleaned all around Front Street. I don't, how far do you want the county to go or us to?
I mean, I'm just asking the question the public's asking me, because that's the question they always throw out there. I mean, if we don't continue, if we say, hey, the county's okay with it, I mean, that's the response I'll give them, but I just don't know, I didn't know whose responsibility is to clean what and where and how much is being maintained. That was my question. I didn't know what it was.
As far as I know, we're gonna maintain exactly what we did in the past.
And if the county chooses not to, we'll just say that's their choice and we're just not gonna do anything about it, that's just so I'm aware.
That's the position we should take, I think.
Okay,
We should be getting involved in it.
okay.
That's my opinion only, though.
No, I get it. So, okay, that's fine. Any other questions or concerns? So now we know what to, Mike, now you know what to tell them if they ask you. You always know if someone's the first to say, what about that up there? So now you know what to tell them. What? Well, I know, I understand that, but the big question is why are they getting fined and not the county? That's the big question always comes up. So, well, I guess we'll have to figure that out at a later date. All right, so moving on, so last meeting, the fire department came about the consolidation, and they gave the presentation, and the big thing was, they have to get these funds for this, let me rephrase this, as controller said, like, it's the city's responsibility, we need to step up and do this. So I don't know if we want to start taking action now, rather than waiting and say, all right, now we need the money. Now, do we want to start trying to figure out ways to organize, get a committee together, I don't say a subcommittee, but get individuals together and say, all right, our job is to try to raise funds for this consolidation. And the guy said the first step should be trying to acquire the property, and he's estimated around $500,000. Now, do we want to get ahead of the ball game and say, all right, we want to start trying to figure out where we're going to get funds for this, or do we want to kind of wait till the process is through? So we're not.
I think we should do it now, because it'll happen, when it happens.
At least we have.
Prepared, yeah.
All right, so do we want to, I know, Jerome, you're heavily involved in the fire department, you know why, I know, John, you're in charge of public safety. Do you two want to lead this charge to say, all right, different options where we can look for funds and start, getting funds slowly but surely in?
There's two gentlemen back there with John Ferrari and Rick Schmoyer there.
Yeah, so you can rope them in too.
Oh, yeah.
All right, any other questions on that one? All right, so moving on here, supervisors and city board attendance. So I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. So obviously you're aware of what happened last week with the municipal authority and we'll say the lack of involvement on the city's part, not only in that board, but many other boards. So I don't know what council's opinion is of having these boards at least meet here monthly, not monthly, excuse me, but at least quarterly for the city of Sunbury, for the officials to see, hey, what's going on? What are they doing? So everyone's aware of what's going on, because in reality, you normally only hear about 3 or 4 boards every year on a regular basis, like SWEEP or Light Fest or DEI. Other than that, we don't really hear much from all the other boards that we appoint to. So I didn't know, is anybody opposed to having them come meet quarterly with everybody, or?
I think they should meet monthly.
I was just shooting lightly there. If you wanna go monthly, we can go monthly to see how it works. But, this is for a decision for council.
Well, you said, look at maybe like a public work session.
Yeah, that's a work session, we'll call it at 5 o'clock, saying, all right, all these boards were presenting, what they did in their meetings for the quarter, what their plans are for the next quarter, or projects they may be coming up, or what they did, so on and so forth. That way, they're aware, we're aware what's going on, and that way, if they have questions for us, they can ask us as a council.
Well, if we took the minutes every month, put them on our website, and the public can read what happened
At the meetings as well, yeah. So is anyone opposed to doing, now, do we want to do a quarterly meeting or a monthly meeting? I think a monthly is.
Well, just remember, we make it quarterly on all the projects. Walker and his team, they sit down with the authority and they tell us what streets are going on. So we
Yeah.
already have that locked up.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's with them, I'm just saying in general, like, that's just on the project, the authority always has things going on, how things are changing, they may need money that we can help them obtain, that's just the authority, there's many other boards that we appoint that we really don't hear much from, so, is anyone opposed to having board?
Well, PMA also said, we were down at that meeting, that they would like to see the
A better partnership,
yeah,
involvement from the
more
city.
cohesive, so they said sometimes they don't communicate. So I think a meeting would definitely improve.
Be productive, yeah. So is everyone okay with a quarterly meeting with all our boards?
There was some discussion 8, 10 years ago about having a quarterly retreat meeting where the authority and the city sat down and discussed things in general about the future and stuff like that, and it never really got any traction. But I think that would be a good idea to do it quarterly.
Yeah.
Why don't you plan on work sessions, the first meeting of every month?
Okay, so the first meeting of the month, a work session at 5,
Whatever time you think is appropriate.
does that work for everyone? All right, so the first meeting, so we'll have to get that out.
So that if anything comes up from those work sessions.
We can take action the following
The
meeting.
agenda's already set for that meeting.
Yeah, we can take following the second meeting of the month. All
Is
right,
that every committee within the city?
every committee.
And if you put that one out there, they can notice that you be here for that meeting.
I know they can be here, but how productive are we gonna be with every committee and?
I mean, in reality, you're just giving us updates and things like that. We're not supposed to have a full-blown, we're gonna figure everything out in this meeting. I mean, if so, then we can schedule, all right, we gotta sit down.
It could be something that they're gonna bring before us, that way everybody's aware of it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's something we need to change, we can change it, but we gotta try something because obviously,
Well, as far as the municipal authority goes, we do have quarterly meetings that are running with on the books.
For business.
yes, there are
For
city committees.
In general,
Yes.
They don't seem to do that.
well, they do. I can tell you they accept,
I can tell you that the board members don't know that.
Hey, that's on them. I know that they, it was accepted by members of that authority.
All I can tell you is what came out at the last meeting that we were there last week.
I
They
can't
are
tell
not
you,
aware of that.
I can't tell you who's aware of what there. I know certain individuals are aware.
But now it's
You were there.
Yeah, so now we'll say, we'll get word out to them, the first meeting of the month. Maybe we won't do one for January because, it's being thrown on the last minute to try to work people's schedules, so we can shoot for the first meeting in February, that all the boards will meet, committees, at 5 o'clock here for a work session, we'll get them advertised and let all the board members know.
It's just a brief.
Yeah, like I said, hey, what you're doing, what do you need anything from us to help you move forward? And then with that being said, our supervisors as well, like I said, we have 2 of the 4 here. Shouldn't we have 4 of the 4 here? Because, we have the chief, we have the supervisor from code,
Personally, in my opinion, your supervisor, one of the departments, you should.
I said we have 2.
There's questions need to be asked.
He doesn't hear us get something else.
Well, yeah, I
He
said-
asked me not to be, if he could not be.
No, but it's one of those things, if he can't make it, Craig can make it, or, if Carl can't make it, Tammy can make it. There should be some type of representation, because I remember when Jeff was at Dakota, if Jeff couldn't make it, Mike would be here. I know the chief can't make it, he sends whoever's on duty or, Slack back there, so. So is everybody okay with that, the supervisors, starting in 2024, attend all council meetings, if not, send some type of representative from their departments? All right. Any other questions on that? All right, so moving on, City Hall floor plan renovation. So the floor plan is in your folders here for review. Rocky sent this out with, I guess, all the input from the treasurer's department, code, the front office, the break room, bathrooms, all that. Like I said, this is anything that's set in stone, it's just the rough plan that was given from the details that he received from the council and everybody else, so I didn't know if anyone was opposed to what they saw in here, or anything like that, they made, hey, maybe this is a better layout compared to what they originally saw before they had it on paper. So I guess I'll go with Mike. Do you see anything? I know you gave me a drawing, I don't know if I related on paper correctly.
No, I think personally the layout that we designed really followed the design guidelines.
All right, so
With the exception of the school, which I think is a great idea.
Yeah.
That would have been dead space anyway.
Yeah, so you like the flow plan that you got, so your image made it on paper.
Yes.
All right,
Well, John and I.
yeah, so Rick, Kevin, Spank, I was from what was spoken with you that Rocky took from interpretation. Do you have any issues, concerns, or changes that should take place for there?
Fine. This is the first I saw, I have a conversation.
I just took the ideas from what Kevin said and what Rocky said he got and stuff like that, so.
I told him to leave my office alone before he changed a lot.
The only thing that changed, what changed? Kevin, do you have any issues, we'll say that.
I do not have a seat.
Well, we didn't put one in, we can find an area for you.
There you do, it's right there.
We should, we need files accessible, but really easy, that's what we keep the one room to our files, is we keep it here, it's just we don't.
I mean, so you're saying,
That's the only thing I see was someplace where we can keep, you know.
so you need more storage.
Little storage area, yes.
Okay,
Because
what's a little storage?
Little
Like
storage
an
is-
estated area?
Like we have right now, take a look what's in there. You know, it's mostly like the last 3 years of our finances and the last 3 years of payroll and stuff. LSTs that we quickly go in there and look for if somebody has questions. You know, we can put it someplace else, but it's so handy where that. I'm game for change, whatever you guys.
Okay, so
want.
other than, so you like to have additional storage?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, other than that,
And I like to see the front municipal building changed to Sunbury City Hall.
holy cow, John, it's if I can get the inside done, you wanna change the outside. All right, and I know I spoke with Jeff and Robin in the front office on that, so is there, other than the treasurer needing more storage, is there any other issues with the floor plan that is presented here tonight? All right, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry. And also, Jerome, you get the desk also, in a seat.
Sure.
Do you, wait, do you guys wanna share a desk, or?
No one's in there. We fight all the time.
All right, so I guess moving on here to, I guess, Chestnut Street Garage. So a business owner reached out to me and said, hey, what's your guys' plan for this? He's renting, expanding, wants to say, hey, this is something I'd be interested in. I took him in it. He's like, all right, this space could work. Now, this is only gonna be if council wants to part ways with the warehouse there on Chestnut Street. We do use it for storage, but we also have Scullins property we use for storage as well. So I didn't know if this is something that council wants to do, is part ways with this building and get it back on the tax rolls. No more maintenance, no more electric bill on that property. So I didn't know what council's thoughts were on that property or not. But, you know, I just want to figure, let's have some type of game plan. If we're gonna keep it, all right, we're gonna keep it. If not, let's part ways with it. So I didn't know what anyone's thoughts or ideas are on that property.
Well, right now, we're not in a position to make a move because we have a lot of stuff in there. We have no place to put it.
No, I know, I understand that, but you know, it's something like, all right, hey, let's try to get rid of some of the things in there we don't need, because like, we went in there, we have a couple lawnmowers and tractors in there that, you know, if we're not gonna use them, you know, let's put them on municipal and get rid of them, you know, stuff like that. So if it's stuff we can slowly start to part ways with and clean out Scullins and move the stuff down there, because, you know, maybe down the road we do wanna get rid of it, we're ahead of the ballgame, not saying, oh man, 6 months, we haven't really done anything with it.
Well, Jeff's already working on the city hall. He's in the city hall.
Well, I mean, I don't think any city hall stuff's in the in the warehouse.
He's crazy.
All right, so we're at the point where we wanna get rid of the items we no longer need and assess what we need and place it elsewhere. Is that the consensus?
We want to get rid of everything we don't need first of all.
Yes, all right.
On the top was one of those.
Listen,
It's not going yet.
No.
It was going, chief.
holy cow.
No, he's driving.
No. It doesn't. He still doesn't got wheels back.
Holy, man, if we don't, if the only thing we have to worry about is that Tahoe, we're doing all right. All right, Councilman Barnhart, you are up.
Displaying of the historic memorabilia and everything we have in the basement. City Clerk Jeff Wojciechowski and I, he took me down the basement. We have so much history in that basement. Him and I were talking, we said it should be displayed either up in the, maybe get some display cases or figure out a way to put it on. But being in boxes, it's a shame all that history is just covered up and nothing shown. I mean, there was a trumpet down there from the Washington Fire Company #1, and that been going since what, the late 40s or 50s?
Before my time.
That's the fire department, that's not it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in the room that the friendship and their stuff in.
No.
But there was some for the fire department stuff down.
There's a lot of historic stuff.
Well, there's old railroad.
We were
Maps and
taking
pictures.
the Chestnut Street garage.
Hey, don't worry, Jeff will find it in there too.
Would you guys have a problem with that being displayed there at the fire department?
I'd have to go down and see what it is first. I know there's some good stuff down there.
There's merchandise from prior events.
Oh, yeah.
There's some fire trucks down there.
Yeah, this guy's getting all excited. He's my historian too.
Well, if you want to set up an appointment sometime to get out and look at it, just let Jeff know, you know.
And John, if you want to display something that we can do in this display case, rotate that stuff in and out of there.
Well, you know, the old police station, you see that? Get remodeled and make that into a city museum.
Holy cow, we didn't have the money to
I
pay
know.
that. How are we
I
gonna fix
just said,
that?
that's a pipe dream, I just like to see.
Holy cow, you're gonna spend a lot. Yeah. All right, anything else, Councilman Barnhart? All right, Councilman Reichner, last two.
Yes, I'm referring to, Joel or Alex, also, I think
Bulk
that's what wanted
purchasing.
it on the agenda, right?
Bulk purchasing and,
It just seems like that, look at the process. Buy stuff for each work case, they buy stuff.
yeah.
Ways to do this, that might be a little bit. It's
Well, that's just an example, items like that, you can buy in bulk rather than buying.
A lot of that stuff.
So I guess we have a central person, we go to order, what, I'm just an example, like paper or,
Purchase order system here, I think it goes to city clerk's office.
That was the previous agenda.
yeah. But I mean, like, for example, like, if we need, I'm just gonna use staples. Instead of like, you know, finance, they make staples in February, then code them in March, are we gonna say, you know, if someone will say,
You have to look at what the departments need.
yeah, so if you wanna get with Jeff or whoever, when you want to be the lead person, say, all right, let's say bi-yearly, we're gonna send a mass email out to say, all right, who needs what, and go from there.
Same way with the, bidding on gas, diesel. A lot of places do that.
We're at Wex right now, with this current, so we try to do this a couple years ago. So might be worthwhile to reach out, but we do, yeah, we make a discount for Wex, as we speak, yes.
Like I said, I don't know how that process works, so do you and Kevin want to take the lead on that? Okay.
Well, we have a Sunoco credit card.
That's what it said, we have the Wex, which we also
Yeah.
give a discount already.
So you got, like I said, see if there are other options are out there, we can bring it up in the new year to see if,
They have a tank down there that comes out of fuel.
Stuff like that, you can do that.
And then I'm glad you said that, if you like, Wex go purchase and sell.
because they're loaded.
They're off-road street.
I'll take that all day long.
Generators on it. You know, that way we weren't, that we do it for 10, 20, 30 gallons or something like that, right?
That's if they use the generators.
Just ask why don't they fill it up there, so and they just refill it as they take it. We have a ball tank in the park, why don't they just fill it? It's up at, Barnes,
Down deep.
it says so on.
But it's just something to look into.
I'm already saying, but, well,
I'm not questioning this side of the scale.
Yeah.
Where's all the budget?
All right, that works. All right, anything else? All right, announcements, City Hall will be, closing on December 22nd at noon and reopen the 26th at 8 a.m. And on the 29th at noon and open January 2nd, 2024 at 8 a.m. New Year's Eve celebration, for 1 to 4 up at the skating rink, which is free, up at the James R. Eister skating rink, and then downtown at Cameron Park from 8 p.m. till a little bit after midnight. Both events are family friendly. And then the next city council meeting will be January 8th, 2024, here at 6:15. Yes, sir.
The swearing in is ridiculous.
It has to be, I'll have to look, but it has to be
The first meeting of the
the
year.
first meeting of the year, but it may have, we may have to have that on a certain date. I'll look, I'll be able to tell you
I
more.
thought it was going to do it at the beginning of the month.
I thought it was always the first meeting, so.
I think they should,
We had a special meeting, and they used to do that, like the swearing in on January 1st, or January 2nd, and how they
And
were
that's just no
swearing in.
business that we have done until the first meeting.
I will figure that out tonight. And I think you're right, I think it does have to be a special meeting on the first.
Yes, I think it's the, we've always, it's not here, we've always did it on January 2nd.
All right, at this time, is there any public comment at this time? Any public comment? I'm working my way around. Please state your name, sir.
I have a question about the Chestnut Street Garage. Is that in the historic district?
I would have to check them out, but according to Mr. Rhodes, yes.
Do we know when it was built and what it was originally used for?
I don't know, that was before my time, but we could probably look it up.
It was a warehouse, originally McKinney's warehouse.
Because there was a foundry located somewhere in that vicinity. I'm wondering if that might have something to do with that foundry.
The Robots foundry, probably.
I have a 1917 map of the area. I'm gonna look and see if that's really true or not. And I think there are some earlier sandborne fire maps around, and they're pretty good at defining different buildings and where they are. I'll see what I can find out.
All right, thank you, sir. Any other public comment? Please state your name, sir.
Jeremy Lauer. So over the years, we've raised money to put into the skate park fund. My recommendation would be to use that money to start a buy one free seat to help with the skate park. That way, if your plans fall through, there's a backup contingency plan that we can try to get money to either repair or replace the skate park. So,
See me after the meeting.
Jeremy, the money's already in there yet.
what's that?
That money you have in that account is still there. It's like 3,800, something like that.
Okay.
Right?
See me after the meeting, man.
We'll do.
Any other public comment at this time? Please state your name, sir.
Hi, the Chris there. I'm just expanding on what Jeremy said, with me being a new shop owner and trying to open this business to help the skate park. I mean, I'd like to be involved in any grant stuff, any forward, decision making, not obviously not for the city and stuff, but like, I just wanna really help push, what we're trying to do with the skate park, so.
All right, that
Can you
works.
see me after?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Any other public comment at this time? Please state your name.
Victoria Rosencrantz, just went to, on the announcements, they weren't added in there. SantaCon is this Saturday. It's a fundraiser for Death Fest, starts at 6 o'clock at Iron Vines, $15 a ticket. And it's a bar crawl to 11 of our businesses downtown. Sunday is the Ugly Sweater and free ice skating at James R. Eister Youth and Community Center from 4 to 6, also under the direction of Death Fest. And again, that's free on Sunday. Tonight you brought up, Josh, thank you for,
That's okay. That's okay.
airbrushes.
That's okay.
And the council talking about bringing those committees forward and really finding out what's going on there, some of that stuff. But that is one of the things, as I filed right to knows, the municipal authority, and I was on their website, their minutes aren't there. And then when I went down there and asked for minutes, so the other day when I stopped in, they're like, oh, we just send the minutes to the city. So those minutes aren't on our website, on the city website.
They brought that to our attention, how they sent us minutes. I was never aware of it. They said they sent it to Jeff.
Yeah.
So it
And
may
it's
be
not
lack
just
of
the-
communication
it's not-
somewhere,
Yeah.
so.
So those minutes aren't out there for the public, because
Yeah.
that's what, I read minutes. So if we can look into that, and if we can get them out there, and for all of those coming
Committees,
forward,
yes.
they should have their minutes out there.
I told them.
Um,
Victoria, one sec. He wanted to piggyback off of that the minutes thing. He brought that up.
I brought that up to them, that within 10 days after the minutes are approved, they have to be posted on their webpage, so I'm hoping that they stick to that.
Yeah, and thank you for going and speaking up for the citizens of Sunbury. I appreciate that. I couldn't be there because I have other duties as a sign that night, but thank you, appreciate that. Reimbursement, so Light Fest is oftentimes where I'm putting out $500, $600, $700 of my own money to pay for things. Got my check now. So I don't know how we want to do that. The same thing, if I go out and spend stuff and then you just reimburse me, so if I can give you my account or whatever, I'm okay with that, or however you guys want to do that. Because sometimes you are writing me at this time and throughout the year, you're writing me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 checks. So if that's what we want to do, I can do that. Congratulations, Chief Remington. And thank you for your service to our city. And, you know, with all of the stuff that's been going on lately, I don't want to say it because I don't want to jinx you or the fire department. And also, thank you to the Sunbury Fire Department for your diligence and all of this ridiculousness that you've been dealing with, but also your other officers. You guys are doing an amazing job for the city, and we thank you for your leadership.
Any other public comment at this time? Please state your name, ma'am.
Julie Berkshire, Sunbury Shade Tree Commission. I'm excited to announce that the order form and a picture of the shade tree t-shirt is available on the Sunbury website, and the order form is also available in the mayor's office. Take a look. We're really excited about getting shade tree up and going, and we appreciate all of you purchasing a t-shirt. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment at this time? Any other public comment? All right, I adjourn this meeting.